What is going on, everybody? This is Sonic Mix, and I am here to give my review for the CWC Finals. The finals happened just a few moments ago, and this is for September 14th, 2016. And I have to say, what an outstanding show this was. I just wish that Raw and SmackDown could be this freaking good. Because this was an beyond your imagination fantastic show. And I'm going to get right into this right now. So the night kicked off with Grand Metalik versus Zack Sabre Jr. Winner obviously advances to the finals. Great match this was. I love the technique, the technician wrestling, the counters going into a submission, the counters getting out of a submission, the high flying from Grand Metalik, the suicide dive from Grand Metalik right in the opening segment of the match. The one problem I had with this match was it was a 30-minute time limit. And this match was only about 12-13 minutes. Only a 13-minute match. If this match was like 20 or 22 minutes out of the 30 minutes that they were giving these guys, this match would have been maybe close to a 5-star match. Maybe. But nonetheless, for the 13 minutes these guys were given, it was a great match. Like I said, very technician type like wrestling match. And the counters going in and out of the submission holds was great. You have to see it for yourself. I give the match a 4.25 out of 5. And then next, Kota Ibushi versus TJ Perkins. Winner advances to the final. Oh, and by the way, before I progress any further, Grand Metalik hit the Metalik driver to pick up the win, which actually surprised me because it took one and not a couple. And Grand Metalik won. He advances to the final. Now we get into this match. Kota Ibushi versus TJ Perkins. Winner faces Grand Metalik in the final. This was an outstanding match. The wrestling was just great. The moonsault from Kota from the top of the rope on the outside looks so devastating. You almost think he's going to kill himself. Great counter wrestling. The powerbomb reverse into like this spike DDT. And then follow up with TJ Perkins' finisher into the knee bar. There was the brutal kicks from Kota to TJ to the chest looked brutal. The chops. This match was just outstanding, off the chart. One point in the match, Kota hit the Golden Star Powerbomb. Everyone thought it was over. TJ kicks out of the Golden Star Powerbomb. Crowd goes nuts. This match was just fantastic. The crowd was red super hot into this match. It was unbelievable. This is a match you have to see to believe. This match, I think, went about 20 minutes, so it was longer than the Metalik and Sabre match, but this match was outstanding, and I love the finish where Sabre Jr. goes into the knee bar. I think it was his second time. I think it was the second time, or it was the third time. And then he puts the other leg over, and then he brings it to a modified STF. So it's like a knee bar STF, and Kota taps out. Crowd went nuts. It was an outstanding finish. Both guys showed great respect after the match. Kota raised TJ's hand. Outstanding match. I give this a 5-star rating. I give this a 5 out of 5. It was an outstanding match. Edge of your seat action. And I'll get to what I want to talk about with the CWC later on, but let's keep going with this. Up next was Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano versus Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar. I'm losing my voice here from this outstanding match. Speaking of outstanding match, an outstanding tag team match. The pace was great. This match never slowed down. Once again, it was edge of your seat action. The chops, the kicks in this match, off the chart, outstanding. The dives were great. Cedric Alexander looked so impressive in this. In one point in the match, he did a springboard into like a DDT. It was so quick that you had to pay attention to know what the heck was going on. There was the Tommaso Ciampa had his head between his body and the rope, and Cedric Alexander gave him a brutal super kick. It was so brutal. The lawn dart from Johnny Gargano when he gave it to Noam Dar looked vicious. And then obviously ending it with the double super kick. Now the rumor was going on was that there was supposed to be a turn that Tommaso Ciampa was supposed to turn on Gargano, but it didn't happen. Gargano and Ciampa hit the double super kick. They pick up the win. This tag team match, I think, went on for like 17, maybe 20 minutes. Like I said, I don't really keep time of track, but I kind of felt like I had to. But it was like 17, 20 minutes. Never stopped. Never slowed down. Crowd was into this as well. I give this tag team a 5-star match. Once again, 5-star match. I am giving it 5 stars. And then finally, the main event, Gran Metalik versus TJ Perkins to be the CWC 30 champion. Match even started. Triple H comes out. And he's going on how there was only 32. Now we're down to 2. And now there can only be 1. And I would like to present. So he brings this black bag of some sort. And he says, I am here to officially crown for the winner of this match to be the first Cruiserweight Championship. Yes, he presented the title. My review on the title really quick, I thought it looked good. It did not look like the WWE title or the Universal title or the Women's title. It looked like its own title for its own division. I like that. I thought the side plates did look like a WWE title side plates, but the center plate I thought looked good. It had like this weird hexagon shape with the small WWE logo with Cruiserweight and then Champion on the bottom. And I love the silver on purple. I don't know why, but it looked good. And obviously it would make sense for the title to be silver and purple because the CWC's trademark color is purple and silver. So I like the title. It looks good. And I think we can all agree that this title is a million times better than the Universal title. So that's my review of the Cruiserweight title. Sorry if I'm talking a little fast. My mind is trying to keep up with my mouth. Let's put it like that. On to the match. Gran Metalik, TJ Perkins. Final match. Once again, outstanding. This CWC has been the best thing WWE has ever promoted. And it's a shame that the CWC has come to an end. But I'll talk about that in a few. Gran Metalik, TJ Perkins. Outstanding match. The chops by Gran Metalik from the hand to the chest sounded so devastating. I think he has one of the best slaps and chops that any other wrestler I can think of. The counters in this match were great. The reversals were great. The suicide dives were great. The wrestling was outstanding. The Frankensteiner from the in-ring to the outside was great. And then there was a Hurricanrana. Grand Metalik ran to TJ while he was on the apron on the outside, gave a Hurricanrana, jumped out of the ring, Hurricanrana him outside. This was a spot fest moment. And obviously the balancing of Grand Metalik going from transitioning from one rope to another rope, jumping off from the top rope and doing a nice elbow drop. And then towards the end, Metalik hits the Metalik driver, selling a knee injury, then giving the elbows, then the slaps. Then he's about to do the Metalik driver on the turnbuckle. TJ Perkins counters it into the knee bar, puts the other leg over. So now he applies the full pressure. Grand Metalik taps out. TJ Perkins becomes not just your CWC 30 champion, but your your WWE Cruiserweight champion. Out freaking standing. I give this 5 stars. Tell me, how many matches do you know? Now, even though this was only a 2-hour show, and this was only a temporarily programmed for 10 weeks, but tell me something. How many wrestling shows do you know, or at least in the last decade, maybe 2 decades, that have, in my opinion, the last 3 matches were 5 stars. That's just my opinion. But how many matches, how many events, how many wrestling programs do you know that gives a back-to-back 5-star matches? How many? It is a rare thing. Super rare thing. And actually, really quick, I thought the interviews after the matches with Grand Metalik beating Sabre Jr., TJ Perkins beating Kota, and this interview, I thought they were great interviews. Very, very great interviews. God, they really made the CWC feel so important. And that is what I loved about the CWC. But TJ Perkins, and actually, really quick, the Cruiserweights come to Raw this Monday. I hope to God they do not screw up that division, because the CWC was fantastic. Super fantastic. Now, my review on the CWC alone, the whole 10 weeks, I thought this was an outstanding show. And I think they need to bring this back, or at least in a similar format. Like maybe like a women's division like this. I think that would be really interesting. But they need to do something like this again next year. I mean, like I said, if it's a women's division 32 tournament, awesome. If it's a Cruiserweight Classic again for next year, awesome. Because there needs to be another one like this. There needs to be another one. There needs to be more of this. I am hitting my table with my fist, hitting this table, demanding another one. Demanding another one. The CWC, I think, really put NXT off the map. Yes, for those 10 weeks, the CWC put NXT off the map. And it was outstanding. Ciampa against Gargano in that first round was outstanding. Cedric Alexander, Kota Ibushi was outstanding. Kota, Brian Kendrick, outstanding. I love the storytelling with that. The matches tonight, outstanding. There was not one match that I can think of that was at least below a 3-star match. I can't think of one. I can't. Because this was an outstanding program. And I think WWE needs to do this again. Or whosever idea was this. I'm sure this was Triple H's idea. But Triple H himself, he needs to do this again. Because the CWC was fantastic. Overall, the CWC finals, I give this whole mini pay-per-view special event special, a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. A 10 out of 10. Yes, I know I gave Grandmaster League and Zack Sabre Jr. a 4.25, but this whole show, this finals show, and the whole CWC is a 10 in my book. 10, 10, 10. With that being said, this was my review of the CWC and the final. I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like, leave a comment, share this video, and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. And I can go to bed resting happily and knowing that I can go to bed knowing that I watched one of the best programs I've ever seen and one of the best tournaments I've ever seen. Until then, have a good night, guys. I'll catch you down the road. Fantastic show.